everyone, welcome back. It's Hither Mann here, and I'm here today joined with one of my students, an amazing person. His name is
Lee. It's Lee, fam. How you guys doing?
Yeah, he's actually, I call him Jay. The story being, I just think he looks like a Jay, and I just call you Jay. You respond to Jay though, don't you?
Yeah, no, Jay's fine.
My students respond to anything I say. I'm kidding, he's amazing. Well, the whole point of this interview is to show people what they're capable of, because I think it's amazing. Another success story, and this is how I want my students to be like. This is why I'm sharing it with you. I hand select the ones that I really find inspiring for me. So Jay inspires me. Jay and Lee both inspire me because why? Because first of all, you're very, very young. You dress, and this is the guy who makes me always feel underdressed, because he turned up to all my events in a three-piece suit. Did you or did you not?
Yeah, that's true. No.
Yeah. And that's pretty good. And what age were you when you first came to like one of my FOREX events?
About 19. So just 19.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think, oh well, they should start their financial journey when they're, I don't know what people are waiting for, but this is a guy who started as early as 19, and then he took level 1 training with me, and then he took the super advanced training back in November of 2015.
Yeah.
And now he's way past that, and he's still learning more, and we're progressing. And are you up or down overall?
I'm up at the moment. I had higher peaks, but it's gone down a bit, but it's still up overall, which is good. So yeah.
Right. What percentage have you made?
At the minute, so from my initial pot when I started, I'm up about 16%.
Pretty good. And over a year, would you say, or?
About a year, yeah, over a year.
Okay, and that's 16% in 1 year, considering that this is his first. Did you ever trade Forex before?
No, I've never touched the markets at all, no.
Amazing, and we're going to go into his training in a second, but so just so we understand how good this is, 1 year he's made 16% as a person who's never traded the financial markets before, and when he started your journey trading, how old were you?
19, yeah, I was 19.
19, so he's literally very, very young, and he's made that. And this is only the beginning, because to be honest, after a year, I tend to find that people get better exponentially. It's the first year is technically the hardest. Why? Because you make mistakes. Did you make mistakes?
Yeah, lots of mistakes, yeah.
What kind of mistakes did you make?
I think the key player when it comes to trading is just kind of your mentality, your mindset. At first it takes a while for you to get used to making losses and being happy with that.
Yeah,
but
it's part of the game.
In terms of calculations, I made a few mistakes at the start, but that's not really a barrier anymore. It's just more or less having the mindset to kind of go through the losses and go through the works, really.
Yeah, because when I notice how I do not allow people to think that it's just all about the wins and you're going to win all the time. Did I not make it very clear to you when you began this journey that one, you're going to lose more often than you
yeah,
win?
Definitely, yeah.
Exactly. And this is the kind of people I profile before I want to be a student of mine. And this is a message to all future students, because I get so many of you contacting me saying you want to learn Forex, you want to do this. But I always want to make sure you understand everything it takes to become like Lee, like Jay, because ultimately I don't want to put you in the dark. I make it very clear. I always tell you the ugly picture at the start, i.e. this is going to be tough mentally. And that's why he's got his mindset so strong. Like, he's very inspiring. He's going to be sharing a lot of. You're going to be working with my students, but we were discussing that today. How he's going to help them mentally, like, get to that point where they need to be, psychology-wise. So how do you work on your psychology generally?
Well, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of personal development reading. There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of things for you to use that to grow with. And at the same time, you just got to keep yourself go through experiences. It's generally from experiences that you grow from.
Yeah.
So when bad things happen in your life, just take a lesson from it, rather than think of it negatively, really. So yeah.
Of course. How did the training with me help you since you started?
Well, you introduced me a lot of books for me to read initially. At the same time, you kind of made it feel like it's okay to lose. It's okay to lose trades, and it changes the way you think about things. And that's the key thing that you did. Yeah.
Amazing. And how have you changed in your life since you've had my mentorship? Now, what kind of changes have you made? Now, let's forget Forex and let's go into like your day-to-day life, because I know how cutthroat he's become with his life. And I'm quite proud to say it was with a bit of my influence. So you can tell them.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of kind of cycles to it now. There's more kind of a routine of what I need to do rather than just living my day as it goes. Like I wake up at 6 a.m. for my trades every day.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, I go to work, and then I come home, and it's just a cycle, and it's a routine that I love now. So yeah.
And how important is passive income to you now?
Oh, much better than normal income, much better than 9 to 5. So yeah,
so
definitely.
This is the thing that I have students. Does it affect your? I mean, you're doing some. He's working in a. This is another thing. I make sure people do not quit what they're doing currently to earn their money to pay their bills, because this passive income has to be like the good extra money that will eventually then take you out of your jobs and take you out of anything else that you don't like. So that's where you're going. But how else have you made changes in your social life?
Oh, I was quite cutthroat anyway, to be honest. I'd cut a lot of friends out if I don't feel like there's any positivity there. But obviously speaking with Hither, she made it clear that that's normal, and you could do that as much as you want. So yeah, I'm much more orientated on spending time with positive people rather than spending it with negative.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, he's at my house now, and we're talking about some fantastic progress we're going to make going forward. But yeah, he's made he's been very impressive. Someone his age, normally, what do people your age do? What are they doing?
Well, probably getting drunk.
Exactly.
Probably just spending their Fridays getting absolutely drunk, yeah.
And then weekends, God knows, blowing money they don't technically have. And he's very aware. And in that journey, since you've known me, you've had a few jobs in the financial industry. I'll tell you why, because Lee wanted to get into the financial world. He got very excited about it, which is fantastic. And I told you, did I warn you about what these industries were like? Yeah,
definitely.
In what kind of way did I say were they a little bit difficult?
Bit loose with their money, bit loose with their time, loose with their kind of judgment as well.
Bit of a Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle as well.
Yeah, it was
paint a picture.
Very negative, yeah. Definitely.
Did you believe me before I said it?
Nah, I didn't think it would be real. Didn't think that lifestyle was real, but apparently it is.
And then you've had how many jobs and how many brokerages?
I worked with 3 brokerages for different spaces amount of time, but then I eventually moved out all of it. No, it's not for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, that's a very interesting thing. I mean, he was interested in the financial industry, and one thing I do with my students is I kind of work with him personally on a personal level. I've known why he does it. I know about his family background and stuff like that, and he's a very, very inspiring individual because he's grown up very quick. His circumstances in his life have caused him to grow up quick, which is why he's more outstanding than people in your age group, I have to be honest. And I really nurture people when they want to progress. So he wanted to work in the financial industry. I said, you know what? I don't want to be like one of those mentors, like, don't do this, don't do that, without any real explanation. I'll tell you it's going to be tough, but what's more important, I'll say, if you want to do it and learn yourself. And he learned himself. Now he's like, you know what, it's not for me. He doesn't like the Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle, which is why he's successful, because it's not sustainable. All that money. Yeah. Tell him about what those kind of people do. They earn big money, but then 2 weeks later, what are they? Yeah,
2 weeks later they're broke, or they've blown it all off on something, on buying something that's not necessary. So it's crazy. It's not the way to live now.
Exactly. So there's a lot of the Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle is real, and it's not sustainable. If you want to be wealthy, don't try and be like them. Would you say that's very good?
Yeah, I agree with that.
In fact, what would you tell someone who's thinking about trading and wants to do this? What would you say they need to be like, or what does it require from them?
Okay, it's going to require a lot of challenges, require a lot of growth as well. It's not something you can just walk into and be successful overnight. It's something you've got to really work with and really take the losses as they come. You've got to be accepting to make losses. You can't expect it to be happy days all the time.
And based on that, how strong is risk management?
Oh yeah, that's very, very important. Yeah.
And the training I give you in risk management, how would you say that is?
Yeah, no, it's very helpful because you want to have a set amount that you're willing to lose if it goes downhill. Rather than thinking in your mind that it's impossible for you to lose that amount of money. You need to be able to manage your risk and manage the amount of losses you can make.
So it's always being responsible, responsible trading, no gambling whatsoever.
No.
None of my students gamble, clearly, otherwise you would love that Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle. It doesn't. So amazing. What else would you say, okay, training-wise, so you'd never done it before, and then you came onto my training. How easy or difficult was it to learn the concepts that I've taught you, the strategies, and everything else?
So she teaches it really well. You teach it really well. The calculation is not as hard as you think it is.
So they don't have to be good at maths?
No, you don't have to be good at maths. There's calculations to it, but it's more kind of you using quite simply a calculator, and you can just do simple sums and just put it down. Yeah.
Good. Well, there you go.
It's doable, more than doable. Yeah.
Excellent. And where do you want to go with this? Because, well, actually, I know where he wants to go with this. You want to manage some big money.
Yeah, definitely.
This is why I'm going to be working with him even more this year, because now I've seen that after a year he's up. He's got a lot of what it takes, because firstly, his mindset is very, very strong, and he's the kind of guy that I know, won't crumble at the first hurdle. In fact, he's had a few challenges, life-wise, etc., and in trading, and he's got past them. And what I watch with my students is how they deal with losses mentally, not just on paper, but how their attitude changes, because isn't it easy for people 6 months down the line, like, oh, this doesn't work, and scrap it all, throw their toys out the pram, and they just, what would you say to those kind of people? Because we get students like that too. They start, and then they eventually, halfway through their journey, they become really resentful because they want that, they get annoyed that they're not getting that constant gratification. Yeah. What would you say to them?
Well, it's all, like we mentioned before, it's all down to mindset. There's a barrier in their mindset that they're not willing to push past. Yeah. They're willing to just kind of take the easy route and just return back to their safe spot, and not really push the boundaries, and go beyond and achieve beyond as well. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. In terms of gratification, that comes with time. It's not something that you should get straight away. You're not supposed to get rewards that instantly. It's something that you've got to build up and develop.
Yeah. Exactly. So I hope that helped you all. Certainly inspires me. Lee is an amazing guy. He will be at my events actually. So we're actually thinking of putting him, because he's that good, I think he's going to be a very good trainer with me and my students. He's going to actually help train my students mentally, alongside myself, of course, just to give them like a first-hand experience of what it takes to be, aware of how to trade and how to deal with losses. I think if it came from you, they would really respect that, because it's, you've been there and you were a first-time FOREX student, never done it before. You went through all the challenges and you know what it takes to get to a positive end result. Yeah. Because that's the key. We can only give people money to trade with when they're actually making money overall. So otherwise it would be pointless. The whole journey would be a waste. So I'm glad he's doing so well. I hope you guys took a massive bit of inspiration from him. I certainly am always impressed by you. Thank you, Lee. For any final words from?
Nothing, to be honest.
Just turn up.
Turn up to the events. Meet me personally. Meet Hither personally. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. He'll be at the Anyways FOREX events and Fortune Academy events. Hopefully, as many as he can possibly be there for. But guys, just like this video and subscribe if you want to see more amazing stories like Lee. And if you want to come and see him, of course, then there's a link below to come to the events in the future. So I'll say bye. Bye.
Cheers.